He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro?
He had princes in there. He also had a couple of preachers in there. Why would a religious man like himself be at a party which ain't nothing but sin that's going on, bro? Y'all, the raid on Diddy's empire wasn't just a run-of-the-mill busto. No, it was a sizzling expose that peeled back layers of illicit activities, girls, drug, you name it. And right in the middle of it all, T.D. Jakes, the revered pastor whose sermon shook souls and filled mega churches to the brim. Now, when the whispers started swirling about his alleged ties to the shady dealings unearthed in that raid, the backlash hit like a ton of bricks. Suddenly, the man known for preaching righteousness found himself facing a hailstorm of accusations. The pressure mounted, the scrutiny intensified, and in the end, the truth couldn't be swept under the rug. Faced with the harsh glare of public scrutiny and the weight of his own actions, T.D. Jakes made a monumental decision. Stepping down from his role as pastor, it was a seismic shift in the landscape of faith, leaving many stunned and scrambling for answers. Turns out, when the chips were down and the truth came knocking, even the most towering figures weren't immune to the consequences. But what really happened? So for those of you who don't know, Thomas Dexter Jake, the charismatic leader behind the Potter's House mega church in Dallas, just got dragged into a legal storm swirling around none other than P. Diddy Combs. This lawsuit, hot off the press and filed by Rodney Lil Rod Jones, a music producer for Combs' Fat Boy Records, is shaking things up. Jones isn't pulling any punches, accusing Combs and his crew of some seriously grim allegations. Thinks trafficking venture level serious. This civil lawsuit making waves in the U.S. federal court for the Southern District of New York paints a chilling picture. According to the papers, Combs stands accused of a year-long spree of Southeast and even threats against Jones himself. In this lawsuit saga, T.D. Jakes finds himself in the crosshairs, but not as a defendant. According to the legal papers, Jones claims to have what he calls irrefutable evidence suggesting that Mr. Combs had plans to lean on his relationship with Bishop T.D. Jakes to ease the blow of another lawsuit involving Cassie Ventura. Now, it's crucial to note that Jake isn't directly implicated in the lawsuit. As a defendant, however, the mere mention of his name in this legal drama adds another layer of intrigue. And if that wasn't enough, December 2023 brought a whole new level of drama. Unverified reports swirled on social media, alleging that Jakes was involved in some rather scandalous shindigs hosted by Combs himself. Jake wasted no time addressing the rumors head and using a Christmas Eve service at the Potter's house to set the record straight. The worst that could happen if everything was true, all I got to do was repent sincerely from my heart, he said. There's enough power in the blood to cover all kinds of sin. I don't care what it is, the blood would fix it, Jake said. But I ain't got to repent about this. Jake, the visionary behind the Potter's House since its inception in 1996, has built an empire of faith, boasting a staggering membership exceeding 30,000 across various locations, including Frisco, Fort Worth, Denver, and Los Angeles. NBC5 paints a vivid picture of his reach and influence. But now that very image is under the microscope, and not in a flattering light, what makes this whole saga even more stomach-churning is the stark contrast between Jake's public persona and the allegations swirling around him. Here's a man who's supposed to embody the highest moral standards as a shepherd of the church, yet he's now entangled in a web of scandal and controversy. It's the kind of irony that leaves a bitter taste in the mouth, a supposed beacon of righteousness caught in the shadows of sordid accusations. But what's the connection between Puff and the pastor? In 2021, T.D. Jakes made headlines by debuting a sermon series on none other than Combs' own cable television network, Revolt Media. It was an intriguing collaboration showcasing Jakes' powerful messages to a wider audience through a platform typically associated with entertainment and music. But fast forward to the present, And things have gotten a lot dirtier. Combs recently made waves by selling his stake in Revolt Media to an anonymous buyer, marking the end of an era that began back in 2013 when he launched the network. And if that wasn't enough drama for 1 week, federal officers, including Homeland Security investigative officials, made headlines by raiding 2 of Cole's homes on Monday. It's a whirlwind of events that leaves many wondering about the threads connecting these high-profile figures and the implications of their actions in his lawsuit. Rodney Lil Rod Jones pulls no punches, alleging a disturbing encounter involving none other than Oscar-winning actor Cuba Gooding-Jr., who was introduced to him by Combs himself. According to Jones's lawsuit, in January 2023, Combs facilitated a meeting between Jones and Gooding-Jr. aboard his yacht, leaving the two alone in a studio. What followed reads like a scene from a nightmare, with Gooding-Jr. allegedly crossing serious boundaries, touching, groping, and fondling Jones in intimate areas, including his legs, inner thighs, lower back, and shoulders. The lawsuit paints a chilling picture of power dynamics and abuse, leaving readers stunned and questioning the lengths to which some will go in pursuit of their desires. The lawsuit doesn't hold back, providing a chilling visual component to accompany its disturbing allegations. One photo purportedly included in the complaint captures Cuba Gooding-Jr. with his arm draped around Jones, a snapshot frozen in time, but speaking volumes about the alleged encounter. But it doesn't stop there. Another picture allegedly shows Combs and Gooding engaged in conversation aboard the yacht, further cementing the connection between the two high-profile figures. In the midst of these snapshots, the lawsuit delivers a damning accusation that Combs, in a position of power and influence, failed to intervene and prevent Gooding-Jr.'s alleged assault on Jones. Now, this isn't the first time we're hearing about the connections between these two. Mace, the rapper, also got involved in this a while back. If you got your ear to the ground in the hip-hop world, you're probably well aware of the ongoing saga between Mace and Diddy back in the 90s. These two were thick as thieves, with Mace riding high as one of the brightest stars on the rapper's Bad Boy label. But like many partnerships in the music biz, things took a sour turn when Mace felt he wasn't getting his due. Fast forward to the early 2000s, and Mace wasn't shy about airing his grievances. He felt Diddy was playing him like a pawn, not giving him the fair shake he deserved for his blood, sweat, and rhymes, and the tension only escalated when Puff took the stage at the 2020 Grammys, preaching about the importance of respecting black music in the industry. Mace wasn't happy. He called out Diddy for what he saw as hypocrisy, accusing him of holding on to Mace's publishing rights for a staggering 24 years. In a bold move, Mace even offered the rapper a cool $2 million to buy back his own rights. But the response he got a firm nope, not enough. So now you're wondering about this whole thing with Pastor TD Jake and the beef between Mace and Diddy, right? Well, Mace dropped a bomb in one of his recent songs called Oracle 2, The Liberation of Mason Betha. He basically said that Diddy made a deal with TD Jakes, and that's why he never got paid. It seems like Ma is hinting that there's more to the story, like maybe Puffy didn't want him to spill some secrets. But it's not totally clear what exactly he's getting at. Is he saying TD Jakes is in cahoots with Puff? Or is he just trying to stir things up? Hard to say for sure. We're left hanging on those questions because neither Sean Combs nor TD Jakes has come out to address Ma's claims. But some folks are putting their detective hats on and thinking back to 2014 when Diddy dropped a cool $1 million on TD Jakes' church in Dallas. Diddy said he was moved by one of TD Jakes' sermons and wanted to show some support. Could this be what Mace was hinting at? Maybe, maybe not. It's all just speculation at this point. But not everyone took Combs' $1 million dual gesture at face value. Some skeptics raised their eyebrows and wondered if he was trying to cozy up to TD Jake for his own benefit, maybe even hoping for a tax break. And given Sean's track record with artists feeling shortchanged, some folks speculated if this hefty donation was just another chess move in his game to keep Mace under his thumb. It's all speculation, of course, But it does make you think, and Mace isn't the first person to mention something like this about him. Yep, would you believe it if I told you that over 2 years ago, a psychic on social media actually predicted everything that's going on right now? It's pretty incredible. But it seems like she saw this coming before any of us did. Next, there will be scandals among the high and the mighty. So I saw a row of thrones seated in high positions. Earthquake hit those thrones, they started to shake, and people began to fall out of the thrones in public and shameful faults. The Lord said that Bishop T.D. Jakes will have one of the biggest scandals of all time in the Christian church. He even goes into further detail about the scandal and how Jake really tried to play things cool for the longest of time. But it was all going to come out one way or another, one of the biggest shaming falls. Before God finally judges him in taking his life, the Lord said this man is not a straight man. He is not a heterosexual man. His name will be named by the people he has been with. His scandal will involve his sexual orientation. And God says that this is when people will finally see who they have been